All right, thanks, Anshelle, for doing this, or Dr. Tucker.
Of course.
All right, can you give a brief synopsis of who you are?
My name is Dr. Anshelle Tucker. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I went to Prairie View A&M for undergrad, went to Mississippi College for grad school, and then for dental school, I went to Tufts.
You went to Mississippi College?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. Dang. All right, so I almost went to Mississippi College, but I ended up going to
Barry?
No, William Carey in Mississippi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not too far because where is Mississippi College? Is it in Jackson?
It's right outside of Jackson. It's in Clinton.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, and how long was your program there though?
However long you made it. Some people did it in like a year and a half. I did a year and a half.
Oh, for real. See, mine was like 9 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was real accelerated, and they was on trimesters.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But I didn't know that. Like I went because I'm just thinking, yo, it's just normal. Like people do masters that quick. And I'm like, when I got, I'm like, hold on, wait, what?
I had to turn the car on its side. I'm like, forgot where I was for a second.
Where you at right now?
I'm in Vegas right now, visiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So where did you go to undergrad again?
Prairie View A&M University.
HBCU, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, how was that? I didn't get to go.
Absolutely amazing. But to be honest with you, I didn't appreciate it until I left, or like later in the game. Like my first year, I was like, oh, this is real Black. This is interesting. This is very different. I need to go to U of H. But I was on a dance scholarship, and what kept me there mostly outside of the dance scholarship was a lot of my professors there really took the time to talk to me, and they're like, Anshelle, don't go. You will regret it. Like, just stay, get used to it, just stick it out, and I promise you will not regret it. And they all like really poured so much into me, and I knew I wouldn't get that same attention at a bigger PWI. So I stayed there, and it was the best decision.
That was one of the doctors I know. Do you know Dr. White? He called like Tooth God or something like that. Light skinned dude, low cut.
Not off the top of my head.
I'm gonna have to send it to you. He said the same thing about HBCUs. Like it's like close knit, and it's just like family.
So
they
close
to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, I ain't get to go. I wish I did though.
Yeah.
So your kids going to HBCUs or what's up?
They better if they want college paid for.
Right. And you danced?
I did. I danced all 4 years.
No, I didn't know that. Hey, is that tough? Like doing dancing? What was your major?
Biology with a minor in chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but dancing for an HBCU band is relentless. Like HBCU bands practice all day, all night. Practice was like from 5 until. And when they said until, they meant until. There was no like release time. Until they said. So it was definitely tough, definitely challenging, which is probably the reason that I had to go get a master's to become more competitive. But here we are.
So how many times did you apply to dental school?
I applied twice. So my first time applying, I put all my applications were in. I'm like, dang, I'm not hearing from anybody. And I ended up doing a program at Marquette in Wisconsin. It was like a little pre-dental program, something like that. And I ended up meeting a girl there, and she went to Mississippi College, and she told me, she was like, just apply to the program. And I had taken the DAT twice at that time. Took the DAT, and she told me about the school, but she ended up telling me, don't do biomedical science, to do just biology, because biomedical science was too hard. And she was also still applying to dental school. And I'm like, well, if I'm coming here, I think I need to challenge myself. If it's too hard in a master's program, then it's probably going to be too hard in dental school. So like, I went against that, and I went with my better judgment and did biomedical science, and then come to find out that most schools that knew the program don't really accept students that did just biology. They want biomedical science since they know how challenging it is. And it's a very rigorous program. So
I did not know that. I did
yeah,
biomedical science too, but
yeah.
just thought that was what everybody did. So I ain't know.
Nope, they offered biology as well. And not saying that the people didn't get into professional school that did biology, but I just personally never saw it.
Was
and
it
I
hard?
also worked with administration in dental school, and that was kind of spoken about as well.
Okay. So was it as hard as they said it was, like the bio? Because I know mine was hard.
Oh, it was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Really?
Extremely. Like, it was harder than dental school.
Really?
And it could be from that. That's what made dental school like a lot. Dental school wasn't easy by any means, but it definitely made it easier. The fact that I had that background, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. 1,000%. I don't think I would have, if I didn't do my program and I came into dental school right after undergrad, I would have probably flunked out of dental school. I had no idea how to study. I had no idea like what I was doing, and it just really helps me a lot.
Yeah. Hey, so it was easy to like transition from master's program to dental school, or was it like a crazy learning curve?
No, it wasn't. I mean, when you get in like your dental classes, that's where the learning curve is. But if you've been doing science is science, and you kind of repeat it. Biochem has kicked my butt ever since I've taken, biochem is just not my friend.
Yeah.
So that never got easier. But like, you get the hang of it, and you know how to study for it eventually. So it wasn't really a problem. That transition wasn't hard. Now, getting used to everything else that happens in dental school, and how your schedule has to be, and the struggles of just, knowing how to schedule things and multitask and do all those things, that was more so the challenge and the adjustment.
What made you go to Tufts?
A lot of people from my master's program also got accepted at Tufts. And just the diversity. I'm gonna be honest, I saw Black people, because the other schools that I applied to and that I got interviews at and got accepted at, it was me. I was the only one. Yeah. And I'm like, that diversity, like that representation is so important. And I didn't realize how important until I knew it was big, but it was more so like the stuff that happened while we were in the pandemic and the George Floyd and all that. Like, you realize, like, okay, I have somebody to lean on. I have somebody that knows exactly what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And I am so happy that I chose that school for that alone. Yeah,
I didn't know about that school until like I seen all y'all on Instagram, and I just seen like, oh, dang, like there's a lot of y'all up there. Like, what's going on?
I didn't know either. They came to Mississippi College and kind of like talked to us, and that's how I found out about it. I wasn't like I thought I was going to UNLV. Mm-hmm. That was my dental school of choice. Is my home school. That's where I always wanted to go. The school is beautiful. I had connections there. My family's here. That's where I thought I was going. And I went to that school, and it was just like, no thank you.
Hey, so what's the campus like at that school?
Which one? Tufts?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Are you talking about aesthetically or?
Yeah. Oh yeah, aesthetically.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Like, now our freshman and sophomore, first and second year, like the little preclinical area definitely needs a makeover. Mm-hmm. But the school is really, really nice. They've definitely put money and time into it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, it looked like amazing, low key. And then it's not just Black people, it's like other minorities there too.
Oh, it's everything. Like and Boston is like that anyway. Like Boston is the most diverse place I've ever lived. I thought Vegas was diverse. Like we don't have anything on Boston.
Really?
So yeah, so the population that they let into the school really represented like the area that we were in, but the class is just extremely diverse. Okay. So I love that about it.
And then so as far as like accepting into schools, what other schools did you get into, or if you got into any?
Yeah, I got into UNLV and a school in Colorado.
Colorado. What school in Colorado?
I said a school in Colorado because I don't even remember. I would like have to like look up my old emails. It was in not Denver. What is that place? I'm like, I haven't thought about the school in so long.
I never even heard of a school in Colorado.
What do you mean? There are a few schools in Colorado.
I did not.
I had such a weird experience there though. I think I was just like, this is a sign I'm not supposed to be here.
Why you say
that? Well, part of it has nothing to do with the school. I got an Airbnb there. Mm-hmm. And I read the description and that was not the description. The Airbnb was like in the hood. It was bars up. It looked sketchy outside. Then I get in there. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, but the people were still there. So they took the room. They put me out in the living room. And it was 3 people living there in that 1 bedroom. And I was like, excuse me. And she was like, I'll put up a divider I said, oh no, I have to go. And it just became like this whole big thing. And she was upset that I was leaving and I'm like, this is uncomfortable. And this also isn't what the description says. So yeah. So that was happening the night before. And then I got there. Where is that school? I'm so upset that it's like University of Colorado, something. Where's that? Ugh. Yeah, but then my interview, like I think it was like 3 different people. 2 of them loved me. We had great conversation. The 3rd person, who was a minority woman, went the hardest on me in like the weirdest way it was something about like what patients think. It was strange. And I had heard she was like a little tough, but I'm like, there's tough. And then there's like, sis, you're doing too much. Right. Like it's just weird. So yeah, it was just like weird vibes all around, but those were the 3.
Hey, did you go on, what's it called? Student Doctor Network before? Like,
oh, of course. I lived on Student Doctor Network and I shouldn't have.
All right. Just making sure you don't recommend that to other students.
No. Okay. The people, I don't know what miserable people on Student Doctor Network, but don't let those people crush your dreams because they are awful. Like, oh, well, if you didn't get this score, then you're an idiot anyway. And no, I'm like, who do you think you are? Like, it's just so weird. So yeah, don't put too much in the Student Doctor Network. But I mean, it is good insight for certain things. Like, I mean, I did look into it. I got like a little bit, but take it with a grain of salt. It's not the Bible.
Right. Yep. I remember going on there, like looking at all the comments and seeing people get in. I'm like, hey, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Scores, GPAs, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as dental school, who was like the first person you like really clicked with? Like,
in dental school?
Yeah.
The first person I clicked with in dental school. See, this is tough. I had so many friends that I came in with from grad school. The first person I clicked with. So I did a program called Rocket Science.
Okay.
And why it's called Rocket Science, I don't know. But it's like an introductory program to dental school. So like we take like a couple classes. It's like over the course of like maybe I want to say 3 weeks before dental school starts.
Mm-hmm.
And just to kind of get people acclimated, the people who are willing to do it. And I met people there. One of the people that I'm like really still good friends with is our class president, Ramina. Like a lot of us in that program, like actually like ran for different like class offices and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that was probably like the first person that I clicked with. I remember when she was like wanting to run, and we kind of just built a bond through that program. But it was like a few people, everybody from that program, like I'm still friends with. Yeah.
Did you run for anything?
I did. I was the class, we acronym it by saying EPC, but the Ethics and Professionalism Committee.
Oh, okay.
And Citizenship Committee. So I was the person on the board for my class that would. Do you guys have an EPC? I don't know if that's like at every school.
We got something like that. It's not the exact, but it's pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if students get in any type of trouble, or if, you know, we have to vote for suspensions or get them out of a suspension, or, you know, AKA the feds.
Right.
What some people call me, but I definitely saved a lot of behind. So that was like a major role, and I got really close with administration doing that. I also was like an admissions ambassador, so like doing stuff with like interviews and tours. So did that amongst a million other things. Okay.
What was the hardest class in dental school?
Hardest class. I would say the hardest class was probably I want to say fixed cross, just because all the work that like went into it lab wise, but then there was like fixed cross was like really hard. They were like, our exams are like 100 questions long. Like the materials are just like, what is this? Right. Like it's the material aspect, like, okay, what's cement? What is, okay, you want me to know that it needs to be tapered 16 degrees? Like, how do you see that? I know 90, I know 45, but how do you see a 16-degree taper? Like, so it just like learning a new language. And that's like what most of the dental classes were. So I would probably say, fixed cross maybe, right. But it's the most important.
Right. So what would you say the hardest year was?
Second year, hands down. Second year was dragging me up and down the hallway by my ponytail.
Dang.
I got, man, because it was second year. It's like every project was due. They kept giving us exams. It's like another one. Like, wait a minute. And then, like I said, first year you're doing science like we've always done. Second year to go to like doing dental classes, and dentistry is another language. If everybody remembers taking dental anatomy, and you're like, every groove has a name. Why? What does this mean? It's just a line. It has a name. Right. So it's like once you're really learning a different language and learning just like a completely new subject matter. So I think second year was definitely difficult, and it was definitely put there to weed people out. I thought first year was that. First year, I mean, that was a little sprinkled. Second year was there to weed you out. And on top of that, like boards and everything that we were like taking, because back then, I mean, we were taking part 1 and part 2.
Right.
So it was a lot. It's definitely a lot.
See, it's always one of the two, either first year or second year. For me, it was probably first year. Like it was a lot. Like I was drowning.
You were adjusting though.
Huh?
You were adjusting.
I'm still adjusting.
Yeah. No, every year it's like a new adjustment. Like it brings something completely different.
Yeah.
Like adjusting the clinic. Clinic was the third year in clinic was definitely tough too. And realizing you gotta call patients, that just, and schedule it. Like that is just that's not my thing.
Yeah. How was that for you? Like the transition from clinic to like, what was it like? Was you nervous? Did you feel prepared? Like,
I felt prepared. I feel like we definitely like educationally, like Tufts does a really good job preparing you.
yeah.
And even like with our hand skills. So like I was never worried about my hand skills. I was never worried about like the information that I knew.
Okay.
So I wasn't that nervous for clinic, and that kind of made me a little scared because it's like, well, you got all this false confidence, you're gonna fall. But I'm like, it's not even that, it's just extra confidence. I know that I'm a people person and I prefer to communicate. I prefer to work with my hands. Like that's my thing. Now we had Axiom. I don't know what computer system you have.
We got Axiom.
But Axiom has a human spirit in it. I don't know. The Axiom was rough. I was like, am I ever gonna learn this? And then the doctors would come up and just, put this and go to that and go back to the treatment plan. I was just like, okay, let me learn this computer system, because I think that was like the hardest learning curve. And then outside of that, just realizing that so much in clinic is just out of your control. Nothing in clinic, like in order for a crown to get delivered, it's almost like, I joke about this, it's almost like a baby being made. Like so many things can go wrong. And if you get to that point, by the time like the baby is born healthy, like so many things had to happen in that process in order for a delivery.
Yep.
And it's just, woo, I think that's the tough part.
Hey, did y'all have to do the Medicaid request swipe, then the start check swipe, and then like all of those?
Not a Medicaid swipe, but like if they did, that was like a front desk thing, like where you'd have to like get stuff signed and fee waivers but it was like a swipe at every turn, and then you're chasing them down and like, now there's a line for somebody, and like, can you come? Can I start? Can we?
Man, I just went through that today, but we got to get Medicaid swipe, boom, get a start check. If you take an x-rays, you got to get the radio form, get that swipe so you can go take x-rays.
Yeah.
Professor got to look at your prep, make sure ain't nothing there, no cavities, caries left over. Come back, look at your restoration, like then swipe your note at the end, make sure you complete the procedure code.
It's a lot. And it's so many steps that have nothing to do with you, or like just like a lot of waiting.
Oh, that's the majority of the time right there. Yeah. Oh man. That's horrible. Like, so I know this is kind of like a weird question, but what's it like being called doctor?
So I think we call each other doctors so often. Like people have been calling me doctor since undergrad. So it was always like, like just like, hey, doctor, how you doing? And we talk to each other like that, kind of just, speaking it into existence and like making each other feel that, especially when you don't have any other doctors in the family.
Right.
And a lot of us don't have anybody else that went to college. So like we address each other as that. But now like it's like, yay. But it's also like, you talking to me? Me? Okay, this is kind of strange. Like it just feels very strange. Like my old mentors, some of the doctors that like used to work at the school have called me like, congratulations, doctor. And then like onboarding for work, they're like, yes, Dr. Tucker, we have this and we have that. I'm like, that's me. Okay, thank you so much. So it's definitely it's dope. I'm not gonna lie. It's dope. Try not to have imposter syndrome. And just roll with it, because we've earned this.
Like for real, man. I can't wait. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
You're almost there.
I'm almost. Hey, did you graduate? Like, was your class a COVID class?
Yeah.
Did I actually have a graduation?
Yeah, we were the first ones to have graduation again. So we did have a physical graduation. Was
it like limited amount of guests or?
No? Yeah. No, they went all the way.
Really?
It was outside though.
Okay. No,
yeah.
That's good.
But it was unlimited, like however many people you wanted to invite.
So yeah, my family, friends, mama friends, everybody friends just come to my stuff. For my white
Are you in school where you're from?
Close, yeah, I'm really close.
Okay.
Yep. So even people coming from out of town, yeah, we in there. Yeah, it be so loud. Hey, did they cheer at your white coat? Like, the big cheering?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Cause in my school, it's mainly like it's not diverse for real like that. Well, my class is diverse, but like the school overall, not really. So when they called my name, it was big cheers. And like they had to say my name twice. And yeah, it was like a big deal. But everybody else be conservative, like
right. And because why? No.
Right.
I need y'all to cut up.
And my family did. That's what they do.
And that's what they're supposed to do.
So if you weren't a dentist, what would you be?
An actress.
Really?
Yep.
You answered that quick. Why? What's up?
I would still do acting.
Okay.
As a dentist. Yeah. But I think that's probably like one of my like dream careers. I would be an actress.
Hey, that's lit. I wasn't expecting that, but you knew automatic. You actress.
Mm-hmm. You see me cutting up on Instagram.
I do, but dang. Oh, you gotta talk about your makeup.
Yes, so I am a business owner. I do own a cosmetic company, all natural. The name is Reen Remedy.
That's right.
Please check us out. All natural lip balms. We have liquid matte lipsticks. I'm wearing one right now. The color is Tony Childs. Period.
That's what's up.
And yeah, we do body butters. We have massage oils. We are kind of expanding into different things, and I'm so excited. It's been going well. It's really, really fun to do.
So what do you see the future for that? Like what you looking towards?
Definitely growing the company. I'm like working with different companies now, growing it, and then eventually I would like to sell it in dental practices is the goal.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Dental practices, Target, excuse me, everywhere. But my target audience, my target locations would be like more dental offices. You know how you go into like a certain spa or you go in a European wax center or something, they have their own products line. That's what I would really like to see happen.
Okay. And then
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. That's right. We got to speak it into existence.
Yes, we're speaking.
As far as your dental career, what's the plans with that?
I have so many different plans. I'm just at this point, I think I'm just trying to, for sure, open my own office. It's just a matter of how, where. I'm on track with my owner doc to kind of already do that. That's like what my training is going to be, kind of focused on.
Right.
And I got a message today actually about some stuff like moving towards ownership with my current company.
Okay.
But it's just a matter of if I want to own like a private office or if I want to own with a DSO.
Right.
I think that's kind of like where I'm like teetering between. I just have to kind of wait and see.
And then where are you located? Like where are you practicing
in? Outside of Boston. So I'll be there. I'll still kind of be in that area. Okay. So it's a town it's called Auburn, Massachusetts. It's right outside of Worcester. And Worcester is not spelled Worcester, it's spelled Worcester, but that's how they pronounce it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What advice would you give your younger self? So if you were to go back, let's say 10 years ago.
What advice would I give my younger self?
Yeah.
I think just not to stress so much. I still get in like little modes, like where I get like anxiety about things and I stress, and I have to calm down and just remember that like God is going to work it out and everything will happen the way it's supposed to happen. I'm like, in what situation that like we actually put so much stress and time into stressing and having anxiety, like what wasn't worked out?
Right.
Like something is going to happen. Something is going to work itself out. So just to relax and like enjoy that and just like know that it's going to be okay. Like no matter what, like it's going to get figured out. Okay. I think that's probably what I would tell myself, like, girl, relax.
And then, so at this point, like, what keeps you motivated to like get up and keep going every day?
So I love this. Like, I love dentistry. I love connecting with people. I know I don't want to do dentistry forever because I'm definitely like a hustler and I want like more business ventures and to do real estate and just to do more. Mm-hmm. But I think helping people and also more so than anything, creating like a legacy for myself. I need to leave something behind. I need my family to be able to eat forever.
Right.
I need something for my grandkids to come into, like, you know, so many other races of people like have something passed down to them, like, oh, this cabin that my grandfather, or this, you know, this land, like I don't have any of that. So right. If it didn't come to me, it's gonna come from me.
Ooh.
And that's it. That's my motivation.
Wow. Okay. All right. So this part, we're gonna do rapid fire questions. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So what country would you travel to?
Africa. Easy.
Easy. Right. All right. Easy. One word to describe you.
Honest.
Honest. All right. One word to describe your journey. That's always a tough one for people.
Yeah, I'm like, one word to describe this journey.
Yeah.
I would say I'm between faithfulness and trust. I've had to like lean on God so much. Like I didn't get myself through dental school. God did that because sometimes there was just no way. Like coming out of boards, I'm like, Lord, it's in your hands. I don't know what that was. And I'm like, there's no way I came out. There's no way I passed that because I didn't know what half that stuff was talking about. And like I think, so I would just say faithfulness, like just having faith in God and just, you know, continuing prayers and continuing like serving and worshiping. And I would like listen to sermons like every morning to get ready. Like, just like, okay, Anshelle, you got to get your mind right. Like you got to put one foot in front of the other. And so much stuff happened while I was in dental school, outside of dental school, that I just kind of had to like, I just had to completely lean on God. So, yeah.
And then, what place would you live outside of the U.S.?
What place would I live? I think somewhere tropical. I really I get all of my energy from the beach. I love being on the beach. I love being near water. Let's see. Where would I go? But then I also need somewhere where the government isn't tripping. I'm like, let's think about somewhere that there are no mass shootings. So yeah, I guess somewhere still tropical.
Okay. Name one thing on your bucket list. You got a bucket list?
I guess skydiving is easy, huh?
You got a bucket list?
I mean, I want to skydive, I think, but I don't know if I have like I know I love traveling. I'll probably go any and everywhere, but I don't know if I count it on my bucket list. I think the only thing that I'm just like, I have to is skydiving.
Okay. All right. So last question. Mm-hmm. What's the best part about being a Black woman?
Oh man, I think that Black women hold such like a unique and like special power that's like, I don't know, I feel like we hold the wisdom of like of just so many generations, and like where it's like ingrained in us, and like the compassion is in us, and just that's just like one of the dopest things. Like I wake up every day, even with everything going on, and I don't want to be anything else. Like there's just something is magnetic, is fiery, it's just something very beautiful about being a Black woman and just what we come from, and the bloodline is strong and it's rich. And yeah, I think that's my favorite, if that answered.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I love to hear it. Everybody, whenever I ask that question, like everybody face like light up and cheeks start. It's like beautiful seeing that.
Yeah, it's a really good.
But go ahead and shout out your stuff, your line, your Instagram, all that stuff.
Yeah, so my Instagram is hitthejackpot_5. I'm very entertaining when I have time. So I cut up on Instagram. Don't expect it to be professional because it's not. My business page is Reen Remedy, reenremedy.com. Support the business, get healthy, look good, feel good, heal good, baby. And it's a slay that stays. This lipstick has been here for hours. So let's do it. Come on.
All right, baby. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. Anything for you, my friend.
All right. Bye.
Bye.